Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network. Here today with me at VRIC is Ed Steer of GATA. Thank you for joining me today.
Well, thanks for having me.
No problem. So yesterday your presentation was on silver's concentrated short position on the COMEX. From what I understand, only a few traders are responsible for that position. Which traders are they?
Well, the concentrated short position, I focused on silver because that's where everybody's main interest is. But it also is in gold, platinum, palladium, copper, crude oil market, any of the major markets. There's basically the commercial traders who are, especially in the precious metals, are the bullion banks themselves, JP Morgan Chase, Scotiabank, HSBC, USA, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs. Those are the principal players in the precious metals. And in copper and crude oil, it's others, but it's basically one group of traders, the commercial traders, the banks, okay, against what are called the managed money traders and the non-technical funds. But in your question specifically regarding silver is the fact that there's only two real major players in the silver market. There's Scotiabank, which we consider to be the largest short holder in the COMEX futures market. But the kingpin, even though they don't have the biggest short position, is JP Morgan Chase. They are the leader of this, okay? And the moment they decide that they're going to back out of this and let free markets reign, will be the day that we see silver prices not at what they are today, but some other number. Are they going to let it go? I don't know. Okay.
So that's a problem because they're exerting so much control over the market.
Absolutely. There's just no question about it. They have a huge futures position and they're actively going short. Anybody who wants to go long to drive the price up, like this is world news, just pick a world event, whether it be Trump's election, there's a perfect case in point. The moment everybody realized you're going to win, the gold price took off to the moon. And then at 12 o'clock at night, down it came. That was the boys in the market. That's why it turned around so quickly. So they can step into the market anytime they want to and take a positive trend and either cap it or cap it and drive it down lower again. That's JP Morgan Chase and a handful of other traders.
Okay, so would it still be a problem if many more traders had a concentrated short position?
The thing is that there are thousands of traders in the silver market and there are thousands of traders in the gold market. When I talk about concentration, I'm talking about 4 or less traders. There's 8 traders that are short. I think I said yesterday that 8 traders are short 50% of the entire COMEX futures market in silver, which is grotesque, okay? Especially when they're all working together and colluding. They all trade as one. So it's not really a market at all. So in order to have a free market, the thousands of other traders on the other side of the trade that are long, the short position would have to disappear, and that would only take 2 players to get out of the market, JP Morgan, Chase or Scotiabank, but mostly JP Morgan, because they're the ones that keep this thing going. If they decided to step back from the stage by just putting their hands in their pockets and not doing anything, when the next price rally starts, we would see, like I said, a gold and silver price and a lot of other commodity prices take off to the moon and the stars almost right away.
Okay. So why invest in silver if it's manipulated? Or should people just learn to operate within those parameters, or do you see it ending sometime soon?
Well, all price management schemes end at some point. When is this one going to end? I don't know, but as silver analyst Ted Butler says, it'll end when JP Morgan either decides it's had enough, got enough physical silver, or it's instructed to stand back. But as far as investing in it, I've been investing in it for, 15 years now, and I remember buying silver, about a 5-ounce bar once for $35. So you don't do that anymore, okay? So the price is slowly sneaking up there, and the stocks are doing well if you invested early enough. And I can tell you right now, even a $3 or $4 or $5 move in silver would get investment demand back up again, and it would also drive the precious metal shares to the moon as well. So there's never been a better time, but you have to be prepared to be patient and sit and wait this thing out.
Okay. And so you touched on this briefly before, but what other commodities also face manipulation? Okay,
well, like I mentioned at the top of the interview, if they control one, they have to control all the precious metals. Jim Records is a friend of mine, and he says, well, if you're going to control gold and silver, you have to control platinum and palladium as well, because you can't have platinum at $2,000 an ounce and gold going down $20 an ounce in one day. I mean, something doesn't fit here. So in order to control commodity prices and keep the hard assets under control. The banks just control the key ones, the 4 precious metals, crude oil, and copper. If they can control those ones, and they do control those ones, they can control the prices of all commodities and all hard assets and keep everybody in stocks and bonds and mutual funds and stuff like that. But the moment they let the paper market go down the toilet, then you're going to see precious metals, hard assets, I don't care if it's rubber, cocoa, tin, sugar, wheat, take your pick. Once the paper assets start to slide, then you're going to see the hard assets take off, so they have to control the key ones.
Okay, so very, very overarching.
Very, very, it's a world picture of keeping hard assets depressed and paper assets elevated. That's the bubble that we're living in right now for the last 20 odd years since we got off the gold standard in '71.
Okay. Last question. What's your prediction for the silver price this year?
If I wanted to know the answer to that question, I would pick up the phone and call Jamie Dimon at JP Morgan Chase and say, okay, is this the year or it isn't? But nobody knows what the free market price is. And are we going to have a free market price this year? I don't know. Or are they going to just retreat to a new level, higher level in price, like $50 or $100 an ounce? Who really knows? All I can say is at some point in time, whether it be this year or next year or whatever, we're going to see a silver price that, quite frankly, most people can't possibly imagine.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me today. That was great. Thanks for explaining. Once again, I'm Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and this is Ed Steer.